It's main event time at Maywood. Here comes Danny Brandt. He's out of Phoenix, Arizona, trains with Nico Fernandez. Danny Brandt, he's a late replacement for David Morrow, who was injured while training for this fight. So Brandt with a shot at the California Welterweight Championship. Don't know a lot about this young man. He has just turned pro. He was an undefeated amateur. Has terrific basic techniques, terrific condition. And I know, Blinky, you've been doing some research and some homework on this young man from Phoenix. What does Brandt have to do to win this fight tonight? And it's the biggest fight of his young professional life.
Utilize the left jab. Go to a body attack early, and then let his stamina and condition weigh in as the fight unrolls.
And John McFell leads his fighter into the ring. Here comes former amateur champion Cuauhtemoc Urzua. Interesting story about Urzua. His gym in El Monte, California, Blinky, closed about 10 days ago, and John McFell at La Puente Kickboxing Club welcomed him and said, hey, continue to train for your fight. Continue at my particular dojo. What's he got to do to win?
Well, he's going to utilize his ring save, stay inside, and try to smother the power of his fighter. And he's got a good left hook, Phil.
Well, the last time we saw Cuauhtemoc Urzua, Blinky, he was kicked in the face by William Sriapai in a very controversial fight that the referee allowed to continue, and ultimately Urzua got KO'd in the next round. Here's what's at stake, the IKKC California Welterweight Muay Thai Championship. Let's go to Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Maywood Sports Complex. Tonight, Insync Productions, Dennis Warner, and the King of Beers, Budweiser, present the IKKC California Welterweight Muay Thai Championship. Here are the fighters. In the blue corner, wearing blue trunks, weighing in at 156 pounds, with a past amateur record of 16-2 and a professional record of 1-0, he's fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, and is the IKBA Intercontinental Champion and USKC US Champion. Please welcome Danny No Play Brandt. And in the red corner, wearing black and red, weighing in at 155 pounds, and is originally from Mexico. He's fighting out of El Monte with a record of 2-1. Introducing Cuauhtemoc the Cobra Urzua.
Hey, Phil, you were mentioning the fact that the last time we seen him, he took a kick to the face after he was down on the canvas by William Sriapai. It was interesting because they did let that fight continue, and ultimately Sriapai did stop Cuauhtemoc Urzua. But, you know, it was questionable, Phil, why they would allow that to continue after him taking that kind of shot when he was down.
Well, he's back on his feet tonight and does not look any the worse for the wear. Cuauhtemoc Urzua in the black and red versus Danny Brandt with a record of 1-0 as a professional. He is in the light blue.
And both fighters, Phil, not wasting no time as they go right to each other with punches and kicks.
The IKKC California Welterweight Championship is a vacant title, and both Urzua and Brandt have plans to walk away with that belt tonight.
Urzua getting caught right on the right thigh as he swept him to the mat. This young fighter, Brandt, I've heard of him. I've not had a chance to see him, Phil, in the past, but he looks like a well-trained little fighter. Of course, coming out of Phoenix, Arizona, Nico Fernandez has had many, many fighters and has developed many fighters. As you see Urzua just clinch and throw Brandt to the ground.
Well, Brandt bounces back up, and you see Rosales warning him, hey, no throwing. This isn't Greco-Roman Olympic-style wrestling.
Exactly. A good jab by Urzua. He tried to hook off it, but he was a little out of range, and that's what he's got to do when he gets inside, Phil. Urzua he's got a good left hook. He's got to turn it over. Attempted back kick by Urzua. And, you know, this round has really started off pretty fast for being the first round. Attempted left roundhouse kick to the head of Urzua by Brandt.
Now, Blinky, Urzua thought he was going to be fighting David Morrow tonight, but Morrow was injured while training for the fight. Wow, what a shot.
Good right leg, right hand by Brandt. Yeah, he was expecting a different opponent, but that happens in this game, and it's just part of the sport of kickboxing or boxing, where a fight will fall out, and you've been training to fight. You're ready to fight. If it's a big title fight, a lot of times you're getting geared up for a certain style. That might make a difference, but in most cases, Phil, it's just fight time. The fighter's spending a lot of time at the canvas, either getting thrown down, slipping down, or falling down.
Well, we've seen fights earlier tonight, and sometimes the ring mat surface is a problem. It can be slippery if it's new, but did not see any problem with any other fights we've seen earlier this evening. Urzua and Brandt just swarming one another here early on.
And Urzua backing Brandt off. There he lands a spinning back fist to the temple of Brandt. It seemed to hurt him, but he definitely scored with it. There's that right leg by Brandt. He throws it up nice, real smooth. He doesn't telegraph it. He just lets it fly right to the head. Phil, what I'm noticing is that both fighters are utilizing all the different aspects of their game. They're clinching their knee, they're going low with kicks, they're going high with kicks, and when they get inside, they got good punching technique. Here we see Urzua backing Brandt off, and he gets him back against the ropes, and he begins to throw a nice little short left uppercut by Urzua.
Mikey, if I've learned anything about being around the fight game for the last 20 years, it is simply that fighters are really creatures of habit, creatures of routine. Not only did Urzua have the opponent that he thought he was going to fight not be able to go tonight, his gym also closed 10 days ago in El Monte. What does that do to a fighter when you have a couple of things that big happen right before your fight?
It's just a disruption mentally. I mean, you want to get into a certain groove, a certain zone. You really want to start dialing in the fight time. And so, mentally, obviously, physically, too, if it interrupts your training, if your gym's not there, it just throws you out of stride.
And what a credit that John McFell from the La Tuante Kickbox Club would say, hey, Tamo, come on over, finish your training for the fight at my place.
Well, that's just the kind of guy John McFell is. A good human, humanitarian, God-fearing man. And like I said, with his fighters, he doesn't just cater to them in the gym. He takes care of them out of the gym, lifestyle. There's a lot of things to bringing up a fighter, Phil. And it's not just in the ring. There's a lot of work that has to get done outside the ring.
And there is John McFell on the right there, who welcomed that man on the left into his gym 10 days ago. Now he's working the corner with Tamo and trying to bring him a California welterweight championship belt.
It was actually Lorenzo Rodriguez, Phil. Monte kickboxing. It's been there forever. It was actually almost a landmark in El Monte. So the lease was interrupted just out of the spur of a moment. It was something that was really out of the hands of Lorenzo Rodriguez, and I'm sure that hurt him to lose that gym.
But Tamo Urzua in the red and black, Danny Brandt in the Carolina blue. This is round 2. We're at the Maywood Sports Complex. Monkey, every time we come here to do a kickboxing, crowd turns out.
Hey, Phil, well, wherever there's good fights, Phil, you're going to find a crowd, and they're getting some good fights tonight. A good body shot there by Brandt. I'm impressed with him. He's young in his professional career, 1-0, but he's composed. See, he's picking his shots, and he's placing them well. Good right hand there just landed by Brandt as Urzua tried to go to the leg attack.
Talked to Danny Brandt earlier in the day, Blink. I said, who do you style yourself after? Who do you like to pattern? And he said, I really like Danny Steele. I like to press the action. I love to pressure a fighter.
And not a bad role model to have, I'll tell you. Right there, we're seeing a good hook land by Urzua that actually backed Brandt up a little bit, but then he came back with a right hand of his own right there and some good shots to the body of Urzua.
Now Brandt standing around is almost as if he's trying to get a break. And he'll learn as a pro, you just can't take a break when the green light's on. Action has slowed considerably here in this second round.
I think that was as much a slip as anything else there, Phil. As Brandt went to the actual knee, Urzua's feet slipped out from under him.
Inside a minute of the second round. The IKKC California Welterweight Championship at stake here tonight on World Championship Kickboxing. Now Brandt's coming alive. What a combination. Eats a right hand to the temple. Brandt tries the uppercut. Uppercut can't get it to land. Overhand right as Urzua is dropping that left hand.
And here's where Brandt is starting to establish himself, Phil. There you've seen a good stiff jab to the body, came back down with the right leg. He started to take control of the fight, Phil. Landing the cleaner shots of the fight have really been telling in this round here.
Left, right leg by Brandt. A back leg sweep takedown by Urzua as the bell sounds, ending round 3. Correction, round 2.
Good left hook there by Urzua. It backed up Brandt just for a bit there with the left hook right on the chin. Then he comes back with a body attack. You see Brandt just start trying to get his composure because I'm sure that that left hook did get his attention. Straight right hand to the body of Urzua. Brandt now starting to come back with some shots of his own, a left combination that he lands off the head of Urzua. Attempted thigh kick, but Urzua was just able to get the left leg up in time, coming back with the right uppercut, left hook. Not really scoring shots, but really going on the attack, taking the offense away from Urzua. Good right hand. That was probably the best right hand of the exchange.
2 rounds behind them, 3 remain. We'll return to the Maywood Sports Complex in a moment.
So what do you guys think so far? Brandt's doing pretty good for a newbie, right? And you've got to admit it, kickboxing is way badass. You know what else is badass? Black Belt TV. Kicks, flicks, and chicks 24/7.
Did you hear what he just said? He said he was gonna bash me brains out.
The tiger fights to the death.
Then I'll have to kill you.
Along with Blinky Rodriguez, I'm Phil Stone. Marcus Rosales is set to go as he brings both fighters to the center of the ring for this third round. Cuauhtemoc Urzua. He's a welterweight out of the Los Angeles area, fighting Danny Brandt in the blue from Phoenix, Arizona. And they're battling it out tonight for the IKKC California Welterweight Championship. And thus far, Blinky, if I had to give either fighter the edge, it would be Danny Brandt, who took this fight on very short notice.
Well, the last round actually was a defining round for Danny Brandt, landing some good shots. But Urzua's been in this fight the whole time, Phil. And so, you know, it's going to have to see who can finish the strongest. Good body shot, and that's what's going to take it out of a fighter when you get hit consistently into the body like that. Both fighters really with similar styles, Phil. They both get inside, they turn the right hand, left hook over, they go down, pretty similar styles. It's going to be a battle now really of will and who really wants it.
That's a good point. Styles are pretty